An honor guard of Simsbury High School graduates will now present the colors. We ask that you remain standing throughout the national anthem and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave.
Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Mr. Tyndall, members of the Board of Education, Mr. Curtis, Mrs. Seidel, administration, faculty, First Selectman McStudis, members of the clergy, parents, family, friends, fellow graduates, welcome to the commencement exercise of the Simsbury High School class of 2025. We made it. Wednesday, September 1st, 2021 was our first day of high school as freshmen. Today, is June 11th, 2025. That makes it 1,379 days since we started our high school journey. It's quickly how quick those days went by. It doesn't feel like too long ago that we walked through those doors as scared freshmen, unsure of what would come next, or how soon we'd walk across this very stage. As freshmen, we had expectations and most likely a lot of fears of what would await us in our new school. We had the fear of not knowing our locker combination, because surely everyone in high school uses their locker. The excitement of using the outdoor courtyard for homework or lunch, or maybe the curiosity of where the stairway to the fourth floor pool is located. But we turned out to be fast learners, because we quickly realized that no one actually uses their locker, the courtyard will stay locked, and the fourth floor pool, it doesn't exist. We went through our first week of high school, straight from middle school, realizing that there's much more homework than there was in that silly little online school, like a lot more. And we learned that to do well on English reading checks, you might actually have to read the book. Also, it might take a little more than a skim of the math packet to do well on that geometry test. Although these are all disappointments, it's the experiences like these that built us as individuals. They built our character. They helped us grow from these wide-eyed freshmen grappling with Shakespeare and geometry to confident seniors mastering slam poetry and calculus. And now we stand here not just older, but wiser, able to speak with clarity, with courage, and with heart. Our high school journey was often marked and sectioned off by goals. To get an A in that class, to pass that test, to win that game, whatever it may be, we all had our next thing. We told ourselves, once I get there, my life will be so much easier. All my problems will go away. Or maybe even, once I graduate, I won't have to worry about a thing. You see, the problem with the next thing is it's a moving target. It's like checkpoints in a video game. You get one, and then there's another, and another, and another. And if we're not careful, we'll spend our whole lives chasing what's next that we'll miss what's right in front of us. We wait all week for the weekend, all winter for summer, all summer for winter, all life searching for that next thing. But that next thing comes, and it eventually goes, and another one takes its place, and we've missed out for the chance to truly live in the moment. We often think that life is about reaching some final moment of success where everything is perfect, but it's not. Rather, it's what happens in between those checkpoints. The laughs in the locker room, the hallway conversations that made you late to class, the simple experiences with one another. These are the interactions that we miss when we get lost in the anticipation of the next thing. Today, as we sit here in our caps and gowns, it's easy to think that this is the end, a graduation to end our high school career. But there's a reason it's called a commencement ceremony, because in reality, it's just another beginning, another next thing. Yes, there will be more tests, more goals, more milestones that you will have throughout your life, but I hope you don't forget to live in between them. As a class, we had 1,379 days of high school together, and we spent a lot of those days living for what's next. But I also hope you found the time to slow down, to take in the ordinary days that we'll never get back. I hope you really made the most out of them. And if you didn't, start now. From this point forward, we will all go in 100 different directions, but each of us will still have our next thing. A goal, a want, a dream, something we aspire to do or to be. So if there's anything I want you to take away from my time up here today, it's this. take advantage of the present moment. Don't get so caught up in chasing what's next that you forget to truly live in the moment that you're in. Because right now is just as good as your life after your next best thing. So you might as well live it up while you're here. Congratulations to the class of 2025. I look forward to what we do next in the big moments, but more importantly, the small ones. As always, let's get rowdy. Thank you.
My fellow members of the Simsbury High School class of 2025. My name is Colin Hamilton, and I've had the immense pleasure of learning and growing alongside you all for the past 10 years. It is with great happiness and great exhaustion that I can officially say our high school journeys are almost at a close. In a few short minutes, each of us will proudly walk across the stage I now stand on, accept our diplomas, shake a few hands, and walk away not as a reflection of ourselves, but an amplification. An amplification of the people we once were when we first stepped through the doors which have signified the past 4 years of our lives. And let me just say, wow. Growing up with a love of mythology, the Percy Jackson series hit me hard in elementary school, I found it laughable that we had chosen to so bravely name ourselves after what I then perceived as history's greatest losers, the Trojans. We were named after a nation that wound up in a 10-year-long war because the son of their leader had kidnapped someone's wife. Hardly the role models you would want for a school mascot. And why did we name our student section after the infamous Trojan Wall? Did that too not fall in the sacking of Troy? Don't even get me started on the irony of riding out on the Trojan horse during pep rallies. That might just be a cruel joke. Needless to say, when I first entered high school here in Simsbury, I did not have the highest of hopes for my future, or the schools. I looked at my classes, my ventures into sports, and any overall attempts at success, and largely saw my own inevitable failure. After all, we were still coming into the new normal back then, still riding on the heels of the COVID-19 pandemic. We were shell-shocked, unsure of how to continue. Many of us remember all too well the awkward silences that plagued our grade back then, and even now. With that in mind, it should not come as a surprise that, like the Trojans, I too thought my high school journey was doomed from the start. To me, it seemed as if I was fighting in a mythic war and on the losing side. Hardly the most optimistic place to be in for a freshman, I know. Imagine then, when I discovered that high school was not so terrifying. There was no Minotaur stalking our halls or a Gorgon in place of my math teacher. And don't get me wrong, I struggled for sure. Math proved to be a lion to grapple with, and writing, well, I found that rough at times. Mr. Dan, I know you couldn't make it tonight, but I'd like to apologize for those grammar quizzes. But I pushed myself, as many of you all have. I was able to overcome my greatest obstacles. I fought to get my grades up, to study away my weaknesses until they became strengths. And do you know what? It worked. I landed myself a spot in the NHS and then found myself working as a treasurer. Quite the jump to make for the kid who could barely hold his head above water in his freshman year math class. I, like all of us here, had fought hard battles, yes, but I also won only their most rewarding victories. So maybe that is why, as the years have passed, I've started to see the Trojans differently. Sure, they were ultimately defeated, but their story is not about their loss. Their story is one about stamina and grit. They stood tall and never bowed their heads. Indeed, they only lost through the trickery of their enemies. They represented the immovable object, a people who are willing to give it all just for a glimpse at success. So no, the Trojans were not losers. Instead, they fought for a decade against innumerable odds, never giving up even when they were outnumbered, outmatched, and facing an enemy that never quite seemed to give up. We only need to look at the Aeneid to know that once they did fall, they collected the pieces and moved away to rebuild into something stronger. It is no secret the Romans claimed to trace their heritage back to Troy. The Trojans were a people who we should look up to for not only their raw strength, but their strength of will and commitment to perseverance. And can't we all relate to that? Haven't we had our own fair share of battles? whether they're late night study sessions, impossible tests, personal struggles, the big game, or just the weekly challenge of making it to Friday. Yet impossibly, we, like them, have managed to endure. The fact we've all gathered here on Iron Horse today is a testament to that. And so, as we stand on the brink of the next chapter of our lives, know we are not just the class of 2025. We are the embodiment of the Trojans and everything they stood for. We have faced our own battles, both big and small, and regardless of their outcome, we have persevered. We did not always know the outcome, but we kept going, never giving up, even when things seemed Herculean in nature. And just like them, we are now ready to take what we have learned and move forward into our future with even more strength and determination than ever before, whether that future may be a college, a trade, a service, or something else entirely. Today, we are walking across the stage not as individuals, but rather as a collective force of resilience, ready to face whatever may come next. Like the Trojans, we have proven that no matter the odds, we are capable of creating legends. With that in mind, I ask that we each take the Trojan spirit with us, knowing we can fight, endure, and rise again, even after we graduate today. Thank you, and congratulations to the Simsbury High School class of 2025.
Good evening. I first just want to start by saying thank you so much for choosing me to share this day with you all. This really is a full circle moment for me, as your freshman year was also my first year teaching here at Simsbury High School. It has truly been an honor to have been on this 4-year-long journey with you all. Now, this is normally where the speaker comes up, gives life advice, and explains how your life is just starting, which of course it is. However, I don't really feel qualified to give profound life advice at the age of 27. So instead, I want to give you some life hacks or some tips that I wish I knew when I graduated, and that I hope will aid you all as you journey through this next stage of your life. The first one is to embrace change and the unknown. We all know change is inevitable, and as someone who isn't very keen on it, I know that fighting change can make it much worse. But as a science teacher, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about just how normal change really is. All living things go through change at some point in their lives. Pretty much all animal species today have experienced change and adapted to meet that change. For example, elephants adapted large ears to keep them shaded in the hot sun. Maybe we could use those right now. Giraffes adapted long necks to reach high leaves. Some humans have even adapted to become lactose intolerant as adults. That one's maybe not as fun. But just know, whatever life throws at you, that you have the skills to handle it and trust yourself to adapt, just as we've been doing for hundreds of years. The next tip is to be embarrassing and to be cringe. Honestly, even saying that was low-key cringe, but it's true. It's true. Take flowers, for example. Have you ever wondered why they're so bright and colorful? The bright colors help attract other animals, enticing them to land on the flower and spread their pollen. No matter what you do, you'll look back at a time in your life and you'll think, wow, that was so embarrassing. Trust me, I'm a Disney adult. I know about cringe, okay? All right, well, hold on, I gotta keep these guys safe, so. All right. So, the next time you feel like you don't wanna stand out or you're afraid to be called cringe, just know that if nature can stand out, so can you. Live in the now and trust that the memories will be worth it, even if they are a little cringeworthy. Lastly, I believe that kindness is underrated. The old trope that you never know what somebody's going through couldn't be more true. Everyone is dealing with something, whether you can see it or not. Take ducks, for example. On the surface, they look very calm, cool, and collected, but under the surface, they're paddling like crazy to stay afloat. Relatable. It may seem cliche, but you'll rarely regret choosing kindness in the face of adversity. Simply put, chivalry isn't dead. Hold the door for others, compliment a stranger, pay for someone's coffee. Even these small acts of kindness can have a big impact. I'll leave you with this. We're led by our gut instincts, our intuition, our desires and fears, and most importantly, our dreams. And you'll screw it up sometimes. I know I have. Hard things will happen to us. We recover, we learn from it, we adapt, and we grow more resilient because of it. Now, are there any Swifties out there that can help me with this next part? As the Taylor Swift once said, everything you lose is a step you take. Exactly. As long as we are fortunate enough to be breathing, we can keep stepping forward until we get it right. I'm so happy to have been part of your high school journey, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you. Thank you, and once again, congratulations to the class of 2025. Thank you. Thank you.
Breathing out, lying there, settle down, feeling right, you're feeling proud. Higher kids, we're
Good evening, everyone. Today, as we sit here together in our caps and gowns, it is very easy to focus on the significant milestones that have occurred throughout our careers here at Simsbury High School. The ones that everyone expects us to remember: homecoming dances, prom night, championship games and wins, and of course, tonight. They are the highlights, the ones that will be captured in photos, awards, and social media. But if you were to ask me what I will remember most, I would say the moments that truly made high school special weren't always the big events and picture-perfect memories. It was the small, underrated moments that will hold space in my memory. There's moments of unexpected joy, times where you were put in a class with none of your best friends, so you made friends with people who you never thought you'd speak to, and somehow they turned into the deepest connections. It was times where you were in class with your best friends, even though you probably shouldn't have been, and you're trying to avoid eye contact with one of them to stop yourself from wheezing at a joke one of you made. Those ridiculous moments that would make absolutely no sense to anyone outside our circle, but somehow brought us to tears of laughter every time. I'm sure we all have those memories, laughing so hard we could barely breathe, our faces red and our stomachs sore over jokes that still make us smile when we think about them. It was a ridiculous group chats that could be counted on for a laugh at any given moment, full of jokes, rants, and plans that never seemed to quite work out, but always brought us closer anyway. It was the different friend groups that came and went throughout the 4 years, the whispered jokes in the back of the classroom when the teacher was going through a presentation on something that we probably should have been paying attention to. It was the spontaneous side quests we all went on, the ones that weren't planned, but somehow turned into our most unforgettable memories. And then there were those quiet moments of relief, the ones where you had just turned in the toughest test of your life, your hands still shaking from the pressure. You lock eyes with a friend, and in that instant, without saying a word, you shared the same thought. We survived, barely. It was a feeling of victory. Even if we hadn't aced a test, we had each other's backs through it all. It was mornings when we were half asleep, dragging ourselves out of bed and into school, probably with a Celsius or iced coffee in hand, yet still finding a way to lift each other up. The spontaneous pep talks before a presentation, the quick dap-ups in the hallways, the small but meaningful gestures that made us feel like we were in this together. Who could forget the simple act of a classmate holding the door open for you when you were running late? Or offering to share an AirPod when you both were studying? Those little acts of kindness were the unspoken glue that held us together these 4 years. These are the moments that made high school more than just a countdown to graduation. They were the moments that, though often overlooked, made the everyday routine of school something extraordinary. They didn't make the headlines or take the spotlight, but they were the ones that quietly and persistently formed the best 4 years. The laughter, the shared glances, the support. We will carry those moments with us far longer than any ceremony or award ever could. So, as we prepare to step into the next chapter of our lives, let's not only celebrate the big achievements and milestones we've reached, but let's also hold on to the little things, the underrated, unspoken moments that turned our ordinary school years into something unforgettable. Because in the end, it's not about the big exams we aced or the major accomplishments. It's about the quiet moments of connection, the unexpected acts of kindness, and the laughter we shared that truly made these years special. So take the pictures and accept the awards, but don't forget about the glue that holds it all together. Here's to all the moments, big and small, that made this journey worth it. Thank you.
misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing and there's no way we ever could. Now they see everything that's going wrong with the world and those who lead it. We just feel like we don't have the means to rise above and beat it. So we keep waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's hard to beat the system when you're standing at a distance. So we keep waiting, waiting on the world to change. Now if we had the power to bring our neighbors home from war, they would have never missed a Christmas. No more ribbons on their door. When you trust your television, what you get is what you got. 'Cause when they own the information, oh, they can bend it all they want. That's why we're waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. It's not that we don't care, we just know that the fight ain't fair. So we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. That's right. We're still waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. One day our generation is gonna rule the population. So we keep waiting, waiting on the world to change. No, we keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change. We keep on waiting, waiting on the world to change, waiting on the world to change, waiting on the world to change, waiting on the world to change.
Good evening, families, faculty, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. A grateful thank you is in order for all who make this evening happen each year. Thank you to our administrative assistants, especially Paula Elias, and the custodial, maintenance, and tech crews. Many thanks are also due to all of our Simsbury High School staff for their unwavering dedication and support. As we celebrate the class of 2025, we also extend our heartfelt congratulations and gratitude to several staff members who will be retiring and beginning their next chapter alongside our graduates. Thank you and best wishes to science teachers Bob Avery, Roseanne Calandro, and Denise Temporelli. English teachers Dan Diana, Shira Flowers, and Kathy Robbins. Congratulations also to our math tutor, Mary Lou Miggs, and our cafeteria manager, Katerina Carbone. Thank you for your years of service and your passion for teaching our students. As we gather to celebrate this milestone, I want to take you on a journey, one that many of us in Simsbury know well. It winds up the trails of Talcott Mountain, and it ends at a place right over there that's impossible to miss, Hugh Blind Tower. Now, depending on who you are, that hike might bring back different memories. Some of you were dragged up there as kids, bribed with M&Ms and granola bars. Others of you chose it as a weekend ritual or a place to watch the sunrise, clear our heads, or post the I'm outdoorsy selfie on Instagram or Snap. But no matter how or when we got there, we all remember what it feels like to reach the top of the mountain and then the top of the tower. 120 steps later, 1,000 feet above the Farmington Valley. Standing in a place where everything looks smaller, but somehow clearer. Recently, after flying home from a trip, I looked out the airplane window and spotted it, Hubline Tower, rising above the trees. And in that moment, I didn't just see a building, I saw a home. And maybe that's why the tower has stayed in our collective hearts. It's more than just a landmark, built in 1914 by Gilbert Hubline and modeled after Bavarian towers from his homeland. It was built to withstand 100-mile-an-hour winds. It stood through storms, seasons, and times. It even housed Connecticut's first home elevator and broadcasted radio across the valley. It's part of our landscape, and it's part of us. Now I know what you're thinking. Is she really comparing high school to climbing a mountain? How cliche. And yes, I am. Because let's be honest, the past 4 years had their fair share of uphill climbs. Some days felt cold and rainy and endless. Some moments tested your footing and your focus. And let's not forget all of you who are basically sprinting up the hill to avoid a UNT or a TTC, running on Dunkin', Starbucks, and maybe a last-minute assist from ChatGPT. But we all made it, together. We made it through early dismissals, fire drills, pop quizzes, cell phone trees, vape detectors, group project where one person definitely did all the work. You know who you are. We made it through Timu Grinches, whatever that means, chants echoing across the gym, and start the buses being shouted with pride as we brought home the win. We watched Anastasia take the stage in a musical that left us misty-eyed. We rallied around the theme of Go for Gold and tackled it with grit, drive, and a little sparkle. And yes, we even made it through the legendary students versus staff dodgeball game, where I was the last staff member standing until one determined senior, Mr. Kerwin, delivered the final blow. What a way to go out. Now, just like those final steps to the top of the tower, you're stepping into your future. And while you'll each take different paths, some of you straight, some windy, we carry the same foundation between our feet. The lessons learned in the classroom, on the fields, in the science lab, the auto shop, the stage, and the quiet moments figuring out who we are. Along the way, we've lived our core beliefs, passion as we discovered what drives us, preparation as we face challenges ahead, and personal growth as we became not just smarter, but kinder, stronger, and more self-aware. Now, like that climb up the trail to the tower, we face the next summit. College, careers, services, new cities, new challenges. We'll each take a different path. But no matter where we go, Hubline Tower reminds us of where we've come from. It reminds us that Simsbury will always be our home. That strength, stability, and perspective are not just found in places, they're found in people, in each other, in us. So when things get tough, and they will, remember the tower, not just the view, but what it took to get there. Remember that Simsbury and all its quirky, spirited, boring, and chant-filled glory is your foundation, and that strength, perspective, and a good pair of Uggs can take you a long way. To the class of 2025, keep climbing, keep laughing, keep showing the world what it truly means to go for gold. And when the road ahead feels uncertain, and when the world feels too big or too fast, look for the tower. Let it remind you of how far you've come, of the strength within each of you, and the community all around you that helped you to rise. Like a beacon above the valley, Hubline Tower will always stand tall, steady, and familiar, and waiting. And no matter how far you go, you can always come back because Simsbury will always be your home. As a small reminder, you'll find a sticker of the Cube Line Tower under your chair. Put it on your laptop, on your water bottle, your dorm wall, your apartment door, wherever life takes you next, so that you will always carry with you a reminder of home. Congratulations to the class of 2025. We are so, so proud of all of you. Superintendent Curtis and the members of the Simsbury Public School Board of Education, I hereby attest that administration has reviewed the academic credentials of the students here today and that they have met all of the requirements for graduation. It is my great honor to present for public recognition of the diplomas Simsbury High School's class of 2025. Brendan Patrick Russell. Yanni Perdikis. Sadie Byrne Conway. Robert Francis Shipman. Terrell Jamar Adams. Ashani Adakari. Julia Fahera Agrawal. Azul Agula. Scotland Ashley Albright. Momin Syed Ali. Reed Jeffrey Anastasio. Rachel Isabel Anderson. Noah Francesco Antidormi. John Stephen Antonio. Brady James Archer. Matthew Thomas Arnold. Caleb Stephen Albert. Nisa Nasler Aikut. Elizabeth Nicole Beje. Ela Bansel. Samantha Averill Barnes. Alex Joshua Baroncelli. Jonah Allen Barrows. Julia Grace Battistoni. Roland Gilly Baxter II. Carolyn Kelton Blazer. Kenzie Elizabeth Bloomy. Nana Poku Ofori Ata Boachi.
Trudy Bakita Bongni. Colton Matthew Bourne. Alexis Rose Bouchard. Graydon Harrison Tufts Boyko. Gabriel William Bradley. Aveline Edwin Brown. Jacqueline Danielle Bruno. Avery Bryce Burke. Shane Stephen Butler. Eli Bruce Byland. Vincente Cabezas. Georgia Louise Calabro. Caleb Andrew Calitri. Edward Robert Callahan. Ava Elizabeth Canning. Kajunkajik Cargill. Nora Lily Carroll. Benjamin David Castellanos. Catherine May Kane. Cole Peter Thomas Chapman. Ivy Chen. Lucas Thomas Chester. Adite Chopra. Mia Teresa Cirilli. Colleen Elizabeth Connors. Brennan Hayes Connolly. Avigal Simone Cooperman. Thomas Joseph Costello.
Minuet Michaela Coulter. Nola Simone Cox. Brianna Helen Coxon. Madalena Morgan Crespo. Edwin Q. Lila Catherine Comiskey. Elizabeth Cunningham. Ava Lynn Curtis. Jean-Luc Vargaya Darsh. Naomi Vargaya Darsh. Brady Scott Davis. Ronan John Angstrom Davis. Isabella Grace Daw. Cameron Quinn Donalski. Adam Ledger Devine. Connor McLean DeVita. Logan Whitaker DeFada. Elaine Lee Ding. Jenna Lori DeBrow. Henry Llewellyn Dransfield. Isabella Tokyo Blue Drasicki. Navia Nashana Dyson. Henry Daniel Escamilla. Jane Alice Escamilla. Noah George Faithful. Riley Morgan Farrell. Addison Sage Brenna Fillmore.
Coleman Daniel Finn. Avery June Fish. Matthew Carmelo Flaherty. Dylan Sebastian Fleming. Anna Michelle Fluter. Dominic Bernard Francis. Kira Isabel Frankel. Haley Elizabeth Fremantle. Owen Campbell Frey. Alexa Faith Gallagher. Andrew Evangelista Garcia. Elizabeth Morgan Gardner. Summer Joyce Gidman. Samuel Bennett Gillis. Will Gills. Brooke Taylor Gleason. Macy Claire Getz. Eli Max Gold. Daniel Sebastian Gomez. Eleanor Alden Gould. Aiden James Grady. Alexander Anthony Green. Adam Miles Greenberg. Nora Lucille Grigg. Jacqueline Marie-Elise Guerra Posadas. Vivian Maya Haberbosch. Thomas Robert Hahn.
Nicholas Robert Hallemeyer. Colin Michael Thomas Hamilton. Elijah Harris. Evan Bond Harris. Tyler Joaquim Hazel. Benjamin Charles Head. Catherine Elizabeth Hegarty. Owen Stewart Hendricks. Samantha Camille Henson. Jada Avani Hester. Jaden Elijah Hester. Delasia Nicole Hightower. Alexander James Hodgson. Langley Primo Hong. Elizabeth Shenqing Xu. Molly Carolyn Hunter. Isabel Suzanne Edema. Achilles Mark Inglot. Hannah Victoria Irvin. Reginald Jacori Ito. Grace Olivia Jacobs. Ella Ray Jansen. Andrew Brian Jaffrey Johnson. Chaz Anthony Johnson. Ethan Paul Johnson. Abigail Ann Jones. Carter Howard Jones. Delphina Marie Kalajian.
Abhishek Kandasamy. Japleen Kaur. Andrew Ethan Kerwin. Olivia Marie King. Josiane Charlotte Kodak. Sune Amanda DeJagger Kuntz II. Theophilus Kudawu. Isabella Despina Lafazanides. Kaylin Elizabeth Liupa. Tyler James Lariver. Nathaniel Bryce Loro. Aaron Chester Lawler. Charlie Jean Lawson. Claire Marie Lepak. Victor Kang Lee. Jenny Jialing Liu. Quentin Nathaniel Logan. Melanie Gail Lombardi. Kiwan Terrell Long Jr. Morgan Alexandra Liu. Risa Maya Looney. Owen Michael Lukowitz. Jade Sandra Jordan Mars. Denise Augustine Martinez. Emerson Rose Martinez. Gabriel Sebastian Martinez. Patrick Charles Matisick. Brennan Michael McCormick.
Lila Elizabeth McDowell. Josie McGee. Jackson Deep McNamara. Alexander Ephraim Medina. Sean Patrick Metz. Riley Lane Miller. Brooklyn Danielle Mills. Samuel Kai Miner. Maya Monique Mitchell. Declan Patrick Mock. Nathan Davis Monjo. Christopher Blake Morris. Liam James Murphy. Caden Tyler Murray. Ali Musad. Maxwell Hogan Mutarelli. Gavin Edward Myers. Sarai Gabriella Nash. Charlotte Diane Ness. Catherine Wynne Neem. Sophia Lynn Newen. Emily Ann Nigro. Kylie Olivia Norton. Trevor John O'Brien. Michaela Barbara O'Connor. Noah Daniel Ox. Morgan Ashley Oling. Angelina Elen Ortiz.
Tanvi Kiran Paranjape. Rui Parikh. Alec Mark Barr. Anna Pashuk. Suraya Kirti Patel. William Dexter Pierce IV. Logan Robert Peterson. Cameron Edward Peltz. Abigail Rose Pannell. Maura Hope Perry. Alexa Rose Peterson. Nathaniel Hubert Peterson. Benjamin Mark Petras. Anthony Donald Patine. William Nash Porter. Marshall James Potter. Tatiana Monique Puyo. Ellie Margaret Powers. Nicholas Andrew Powers. Madeline Ann Prousa. Sarah Jane Pulley. Lucas Marco Pilipiv. William Carter Ratajczak. Alexander Joseph Reese. Francesca Sophia Regaluth. Charlotte Lucy Wrights. Gina Isabella Renzi. Naomi Restituyo.
Taylor Leda Reynolds. Paul Mason Riccadelli. Lillian Adele Richards. Marissa Janet Rivera. Charlotte Helen Roberts. Quinn Robinson. Ace Jackson Leah Robotham. Ella Margaret Romanowski. Rafaela Maria Rosario. Olivia Maria Rose Rucci. Avery Lee Rutherford. Colby Jane Rutherford. Ashlyn Maureen Santiago. Ivan Sergey Sapranov. Andre Ichiba Sardinia. Caitlin Elizabeth Saul. William Gerald Saunders. Callie Angeline Sauve. Jacob Donald Savage. Jacob Michael Sorrells. Owen Richard Seidel. Sophia Marie Surfs. Fern Elizabeth Seymour. James Dylan Shields. Hannah Danielle Schlosser. Samantha Lucero Solari. Marco Antonio Silvera Galafasi. Aaron Sim. Kai Rose Sinish. Justin Joseph Slattery. Shane Douglas Small. Sophina Azalea Snow. Livia Victoria Susi. Ilian Robert Soituke Bravo. Alexander James Spalding. Ella Kathleen Stewart. Connor James Sullivan. William Roberts Sullivan. Charlie Sarah Sutton. Abigail Rose Swartz. Kate Elizabeth Shina. Caitlin Rosemarie Toledo. Cooper David Thomas. Timothy George Thompson. Jake Alexander Tracy. Maeve Cooney Trudell. Melinda Grace Juanino. Sophia Valcine. Catherine Soyun Van Voris. Sophia Elise Vargas. Ethan Vasquez. Savannah Sky Verrill. Evelyn Elizabeth Vincent. Isabella Vega.
Madeline Olivia Wallace. Patrick Michael Wallace. Nora Eileen Walsh. Stanley Randall Weaver. Kira Anastasia Welton. Harper Ainsley Kate Wedham. Claire Rose Whitman. Lindsay Sue Wilcox. Kira Grace Wild. Abigail Diane Wilson. Wesley Harper Wilson. Andrew James Windish. Lucas Carlton Winchell. Elliot Ian Witt. Grace Alexandra Wollenberg. Kyron Tyrell Steve Woodson. Haley Beth Woof. Daniel Thomas Wrinkle. Sebastian Paul Yannick. Chenray Ewan. Raymond Fang Zhang. And our last graduate of the class of 2025, Jeremy Matthew Zippoli.
Faculty, please stand and exit. Thank you all for attending tonight's ceremony. Families are asked to meet their graduates in the back field after they exit through the faculty tunnel. The only thing we have left to do is throw our hats in the air. Everyone stand up. Congratulations, 2025!
So we talked all night about the rest of our lives, where we're gonna be when we turn 25. I keep thinking times will never change. Keep on thinking things will always be the same. But when we leave this year, we won't be coming back. No more hanging out, cause we're on a different track. And if you got something that you need to say, you better say it right now, cause you don't have another day. Cause we're moving on and we can't slow down. These memories are playing like a film without sound. And I keep thinking of that night in June. I didn't know much of love, but it came too soon. And it was me and you, and then we got real blue. Stay at home talking on the telephone, and we would get so excited and we'd get so scared, laughing at ourselves, thinking life's not fair. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. So if we get the big jobs and we make the big money, when we look back now, will our jokes still be funny? Will we still remember everything we learned in school? Still be trying to break every single rule? Will little brainy Bobby be the stockbroker man? Can he ever find a job that won't interfere with the tan? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. Keep on thinking it's our time to fly. And this is how it feels. tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end, and suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that will follow us round? Will these memories fade when I leave this town? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. I keep on thinking it's our time to fly. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind, hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.